Welcome, everyone, to ITD Gaming Appetizers. Tonight, we got the news that we've all been waiting for. PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now got together and had a baby, and we're finally being told what its name is. Unfortunately, we were all very disappointed. So, Sony has finally got off the pot and told us what their new streaming services are going to be that start basically in June of this year. They're going to be converting. If not really, they're just adding some crap and calling it, gold. So basically, PlayStation has rolled out 3 new tiers of PlayStation Plus. You have PlayStation Plus Essentials, PlayStation Plus Extra, and PlayStation Plus Premium. And you're thinking, awesome, we finally got a competition to Microsoft. But let's talk about what you get with each of those subscription plans, and then we'll kind of let the team weigh in on their thoughts. So, PlayStation Plus Essentials is basically what PlayStation Plus is now. No difference. So you get the same thing you get 2 monthly downloadable games, you get discounts, you get cloud storage for saved games, which shouldn't be a paid for service anyway, but it is, and you get online multiplayer access. Basically no changes. The services in the US, which we're based out of, is $9.99 a month, $24.99 if you pay for 3 months at a time, or $59.99 for a yearly subscription. If you want to go with PlayStation Plus Extra, you get all the same things in the Essentials package, and you also get a catalog of around 400 additional games of the PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studio catalog and third-party partners. That's a $15 monthly, basically $14.99 a month, or $39.99 quarterly, or $99.99 a year for this plan. Okay? PlayStation Plus Premium gets you everything from the previous packages, but adds 340 additional games that basically come from the PS3 library, available only via cloud streaming. It also comes with PSP and PS2 games in streaming and downloading options. So there's a mix of some games in there. Basically, you can also get a lot of this stuff in streaming for their service too, but who wants streaming, right? We already know our views on this. You also get access to PC. So there's some games that you can download on PC, but only with this tier plan. And you get access to some time trials that are going to be available only to this tier as well. So the price for this PlayStation Plus Premium is a whopping $17.99 a month, or $49.99 quarterly, or $119.99 for a year. So there's one thing that they haven't actually said in any of these tiers that we were all hoping for, right? Day one drops for these plans. And at $17.99 a month, they're better as hell be day one plays, but they're not. So no day one. So that's what you get with your new tiers. Shane, what do you think about this new PlayStation Plus tiers that we were hoping would be more than it really is, or what we're hoping that it was going to be more than what they just announced that it's going to be?
Yeah. So not to sound angry, but what a load of horse shit. It's ridiculous. One, a 3-tier system makes no sense to me. That's just me. I think it's just entirely beyond a money grab. So I'm paying the same for what I pay now, which I typically don't even have PlayStation Plus unless I know we're going to play an online game, which I keep forgetting to cancel my subscription. So I don't get it. The first tier is nothing's changed. They just a name change. That's all it is. It went from Sarah to Susan. No difference. Just the same damn thing. The second tier, interesting. But no, I'm not paying $15 a month to play PS4 games and PS5 because I have a PS4, I have a PS5. Not only that, I can still play a crap load of PS4 games on my PS5 without the subscription. So that's a no for me right there. Now, what'd you call the last one was premium, right?
It's premium. It's got that premium price on it too, like you pay at the
Yes,
pump.
it does. Yes, it does. I hope it comes with premium lube because that's what they're doing
Comes
to
with
you.
sand.
Yep. Sony sand. Great. I love having all the options of the backwards compatible stuff, not the streaming of the PS3. Well, again, everybody knows how we feel about that garbage. I love that. And I love the fact that, I can play some great classics from the older generations, but there is no way in Sam hell it is worth $18. None. Zip zilch. Can I play some PC games? Yeah, a little probably, but is it going to be anything like Game Pass? Not a chance. And the biggest killer of this whole thing, what hurts this the most, day ones. No day ones. Sony put out a thing saying they don't want to do it because they feel it would hurt the games. Shut up. That is so stupid. That is absolutely stupid. Microsoft's doing it. Their first parties are getting better and better and better. Because they've got leadership. It's not because of Game Pass. It's, people are making great games. It's a slap in the face to Sony fans. It's a slap in the face to, those that were looking forward to this. I would pay $15 a month max for the premium tier. And that's only if I could get a discount on Amazon or something with a card that got it for $12. It's ridiculous. I will not be partaking. And after this, I'm going to try to remember to cancel my subscription until I know we're going to play again. It's stupid, and it breaks my heart because I really hope Sony would do something for the gamers that Game Pass is, because gamers like Game Pass. But I also should have known it's Sony. They bend you, they bone you, then they disown you. So, Nick, what about you, bud? How do you feel?
I feel like I'm buying a cable package, a TV package, back in the day. If I get the premium, I get all the channels that the previous package had, plus 400 more channels that I won't watch. But no, yeah. So the essential package, like you said, is just the same as what we have now. The extra, it's 400. So it adds a catalog of around 400 PS4 and PS5 games that can be downloaded anytime while you're a member. That includes first party and third party games, right? There are no day ones, but that's a pretty large collection of games. Now, granted, it depends on what games are there, right? I mean, we could get 400 piece of shit games and no one cares about, and so it ain't gonna be worth it, right? It just depends on what's there. The same thing with the premium package, right? Nice thing about the premium package that I like is that you get PS1, PS2, and PSP games that you can stream, which don't care about, but we can also download. Which, again, it depends on the catalog, right? There could be some really good games. And for me, being a retro gamer, I would definitely be in for it, depending on what games are there. And I also have and then the PS3, like, why can't they emulate the PS3 on there? I mean, why can't they allow it to be downloaded so we can play them directly? Why does it have to be streaming for those games?
That is, I could tell you, is because of the processor they use, that cell processor crap that everybody was hating on for the PS3. For some reason, they cannot get those to work with the crap when they're trying to do that. That was the thing they talked about a long time back.
Yeah, they say that, but there's emulators out there that can emulate PS3 and play games perfectly fine. The modding community has been able to achieve that, so don't give me that bullshit. So
they have better resources.
Yeah, I know. A multi-billion
the gaming
dollar
community
company
can do it. They can do it, right?
Yeah. Well, a multi-billion dollar company, they have trouble with things, And Joe down the street, he can do it, but he doesn't have all that pressure. So it just depends. For me, it depends on the catalog because, if you think about it, yes, you get day one exclusives. With Xbox, which I love Xbox Game Pass, but we're paying $15 a month, which I believe is around like $180 a year. So if you think about it, you're actually paying more for that because they only have a monthly plan, right? They don't have a yearly plan. I wish they did for Xbox. But you're paying $15 a month. And if you do the math, I think it's like 180, something like that. I don't know. Someone can do the math and say for sure how much it is. But I know it's more than 119, which is the premium's yearly package. But you're not getting those day one releases. So for me personally, I don't think it's great. It almost feels like they're just combining PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus together. Now, of course, PlayStation Now's catalog is not that large, so they're definitely adding to it. And so for me, it's really going to be what's in that catalog. What are those 400 plus 300 and some odd games, like this whole slew of games for these older consoles, PS1, PS2, and all that stuff. What games are they? What are we going to have in here? How many are we going to have? Because they did say they're going to rotate games. I think I read in there. So it's like, are we going to get all 700 and some odd games at once? Or is it we're going to get like 20 and they're just going to rotate them out here and there, right? So it's going to be, even though they have a catalog of this many, they're just going to rotate them in and out as they please. So it's really, for me, it's kind of like, it's more of a wait and see. And if they have some really good titles in that catalog, then it might be worth it, right? Even though we're not getting day ones, it could be worth it. But it depends on what we have in there and then what's going to be a part of this catalog. For me, I like the fact that they have these retro games from the PS1 and 2 and PSP that I can play on there and be able to download, because you can download or stream them. Hopefully it's not a thing where some of them are streamed and some of them can be downloaded, but they all can't have one or the other, right? Hopefully it's just, you can do either or on all of them. And I would also like, and they haven't said this, which I'm assuming it's not a thing, but I own a lot of PlayStation 1 and 2 and PS3 games. I would love to be able to put the disc in the PS5 and play it. If they have the game there, is there something I could download, some sort of whatever to be able to put the disc in and play the game natively on the console? That would be something I would love to see, because you can do that with Microsoft with their Xbox, with their backwards compatibility with the 360 games. If you have, and I think even with the Xbox original games, if they have it emulated, you can throw the disc in there and play it off of that and not have to buy the game digitally. So I think for me, I just need more information about what's in this catalog and how is this rotation going to come? What are we going to see in the first iteration of this plan? What are we getting exactly in these 400 or 800 or however many freaking games they're going to give? What are we getting? Is that catalog going to be worth my time or not? And that's, for me personally, what I feel. Is it what I wanted? Not really. It's not exactly what I wanted. It's definitely not a competitor to Xbox Game Pass. Game Pass, I think, is a better deal because you are getting those day one exclusives, and you're getting a lot of day one games that are not Microsoft exclusives that come straight to Game Pass, like Rainbow Six Extraction came there day one. Tunic, which is an Xbox and PC game, came there day one. There's some other ones that I, for some reason, can't think of right now that came there day one. And you have EA Play, which, there really isn't anything there worth playing, but you have that, that you don't probably already own. I mean, Mass Effect and stuff like that's on there, but you probably already own those, right? But you get that all under the Ultimate, and with the Ultimate plan, you also get the PC games, and the PC for Xbox has different titles than the Xbox console does sometimes. So you get a lot of games for your $15 a month, a lot of value. And the last thing I'll say real quick is, if I remember reading correctly, the PC games that you get are streaming only for the PlayStation plan. I don't think you can download it. I thought it said streaming only for the PC stuff. So.
On the premium, customers can, it says streaming. Customers can stream games using PSP PS5. Offers cloud streaming access. Yeah, it does say as a caveat down there that the PC is streaming only. Or it doesn't necessarily say streaming only. It's just got it says offers cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, all this stuff on PS4, PS5, and PC. That's the only mention of PC is the streaming section. So yes, I would think that's correct.
Yeah. And I was reading somewhere else, a different article that did clarify that PC was streaming only, which sucks, so if you wanted to play God of War or whatever on your PC, you just got to stream it. And I mean, everyone knows what we think about streaming. So, but what do you think? What do you think, Pat?
I mean, in all honesty, there is no comparison, right? I mean, if you don't care about PC market, buy the $9.99 Game Pass. You get everything you get with Ultimate minus the PC crap. So you're paying the $120 a year, which is the same thing as buying PlayStation Ultimate Premium, the PlayStation Plus Premium for a full year. But my problem is I'm with Nick. I don't think if they're going to roll this out in like 100 games a month that I can apply through, that $18 a month is not worth it to me. And I damn sure ain't going to pay $120 a year if there's only a couple times a year where there's some games out I want to try. Right. And PlayStation 3 is probably one of the heydays of the PlayStation market. But those are all streaming games. They're not downloadable. And I absolutely detest streaming of games. So to me, it's definitely not worth $18 a month. Sorry, it's just not. I mean, I don't even think it's worth $18 a month if you release all 700 plus games at the same time. Nick, you said that depending on the thing, if they released all 700 games, would you subscribe to $18 a month for them? Just to maybe 1 month?
Yeah, I would.
But just a month.
Probably wouldn't do
Would
it
you give
monthly.
a year?
I'd probably buy a year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, I wouldn't do that. Because I feel like PlayStation, Sony would bone me at that point. If I did, they'd be like, all right, we're going to, they're not rotating anything. So after I play through my classics that I'm a fan of in 2 months, I'm done. And I would have paid less than $40. And now I'm stuck with a $120 subscription of getting nothing
But you got to
new.
remember, though, Nick finished G.I. Joe. He'll play all 700.
Right.
No matter what they are.
And you got to think of it too. Sony has an option for those people that don't have cloud streaming markets. They're calling it PlayStation Plus Deluxe. And I don't know what those markets are that don't have cloud streaming, but PlayStation Plus Deluxe will basically be a cheaper version of the premium, minus the PlayStation 3 and the streaming services on computer. So I just don't think it's very cost effective. To be honest with you, I pay the $15 a month, and I would probably pay for a year of Game Pass if they came out with a reduced price thing. But to be honest with you, I've also toyed with just going back down to the $10 a month because I don't think I play enough PC games to even warrant it. And, but I've still kept it because every now and then when I think about canceling, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play that on PC. That's cool. That's on PC. I'm going to try that. So they do keep hooking me with that. But I honestly don't think this is a Game Pass killer, even close. Now, if they started putting day one, I'm on board. I would subscribe for a year at the premium if that's what it took. Because then I'm paying the same thing I'm paying for Game Pass without PC. So just Game Pass regular per month. Where are you at, Sony? Why, you can blame that you think that it's not, but it's just that you're too greedy to put your first party and day one games on here. Because are they not going to, because here's the question I have. Are they not going to negotiate with third parties to put their games on this at day one? Are they not going to do what Microsoft does? Because Microsoft pulls third parties day one games because they negotiate a contract with them that says, hey, we'll pay you this much money to put your game on Game Pass day one and, negotiate stuff like that. So it doesn't sound like Sony, maybe they plan to do that later, but they haven't mentioned that. It basically doesn't mention any day one of any type of games. So at this point, to me, it's a loss for me because I am definitely not going to be buying into it unless things change. I am not as huge of a retro fan as Nick. I would say that I'm even less of a retro fan than Shane is. They're going to find me probably going back as late as PS3 at the most. I'm not going to go back for those PSP, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games. I can't handle the crappy graphics, and obviously there's no Vita love in here. You're not going to get any PlayStation Vita games, so I think it was a miss. In my opinion, it was a miss. And I was really hoping for all these first party games and everything that were going to be on there day one. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's worth the money to me at $18 a month. Even at $120 a year, it's not worth the money for me yet. Just some more information if you need to know. If you're a current PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now member, come June, you're basically going to be migrated to these plans. The PlayStation Now subscription thing is going away. It will cease to exist. And there is no PlayStation Plus Basic. It's now the Essentials, PlayStation Plus Essential. So everybody's going to be migrated to this, whether you want to or not. So no more PlayStation Now, which is good because that was confusing as all get out. We got PlayStation Now versus PlayStation Plus. What's the difference? So all to say is I don't think I'm going to be subscribing. I want to see the catalog first, or I want to see their plan. Are we going to get 20 games a month or 100 games a month? Are we getting all 700 plus games, at release? Maybe I will subscribe for a month to try them out, but you're not going to hold me for a year with that type of a lineup at all, ever. Knowing them, though, more likely you're going to get a subset of those 740 plus games that are rotated in and out in some small subset. So the game you really want to play is not going to be there until X month. And that's when you subscribe, and then you play your month and you unsubscribe. I don't get Sony's move. What's that?
Another thing they didn't mention is, so with Game Pass, you get the game from Game Pass, you download it. It's yours. As long as it's downloaded, you can play it. It doesn't go away.
No, it goes away. It even says on Microsoft's site.
If it's downloaded, you can play it even when they take it off. Even when they take it off Game Pass.
You try to play it, it tells you this game is no longer on Game Pass.
I've never come across it. And I've got a few.
I've got quite a few, and you get the prompt that says this game. It sends you the prompt to buy the game because it's no longer on Game Pass.
No, I've never come across that.
Yeah, you don't get to keep any of that stuff.
I've got one right now, I think, downloaded still. I'll check it out when we're done.
Now the old free games with gold, you get to keep that. But basically, if you don't stay subscribed, or if the game goes off Game Pass, you just don't get to play it because they lost their license with the vendor normally, so they can't let you play it.
Yeah, I've not come across that though, but I may have just been missing something too, because me and Nick game share, so I've got 4 billion games because of him. So some of them might be on Game Pass. I'm thinking they're not. I don't know. But
right, Nick bought it, and you've just been playing it, and and like Nick said, you get EA Play, but I can't remember the last thing I actually played off of there. I mean, I bought the latest Legendary Edition of Mass Effect when it came out, so I've got all of them again in their higher def. But some of the DLC have been lost to the trials of time. You'll never get those. But I don't know. It's not worth it to me. And in all honesty, Game Pass, if all you have is a console, then Game Pass for $9.99 a month is the same cost as their premium tier, which doesn't get you the thing that most gamers want: the game the day it comes out. Game Pass is probably
give up $70.
The Game Pass has probably saved me hundreds of dollars a year of games that I don't have to buy because they're on Game Pass. Because I'm not a big fan of going back and playing something. That's just me. I usually play it till I beat it, and then I move on to the next thing because I've already got so much in the pipe coming into me that I'm just like, nope, I don't have time to just go back to that stuff. So I'm usually just playing forward, right? I've got a backlog of games that I haven't been able to touch yet. And as I play them through there, a couple of times a year, like usually in January, and probably maybe like October and November, there's a lull in games and I got time to go back to some older crap. But that's twice a year, and it ain't worth $120 a year or even $40 for me to do that for them. So I will probably be more than likely out. I may subscribe for a month just to see what it's all about. But I mean, I bought a year's worth of Plus for like a $40 deal, Nick, or maybe 35 or something crap like that. So if that comes along where you can get PlayStation, premium edition for that $30 a year, 40, I might do it. But
yeah, same.
Cool.
Nick, is there one game on there on the PlayStation library, from the 1 to the now, that would make you go, all right, I got to at least do it for a month? I mean, I've got to get it. because that's the only way you can get some of them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of games on there. There's a lot of PlayStation 1 and 2 games that I would, and PSP games that I would love to see on there that I would definitely subscribe for. So there's not just one, there's quite a few. You know, for PlayStation 1 games, like, even though I have them on my PS3, like Parasite Eve or Legend of Dragoon, you know, if they put stuff like that on there, or, you know, some of the other regular PlayStation games that I, for some reason, just having a brain fart can't think of at the moment, but there's a ton, right? And so if those were a part of that catalog, yeah, it depends, you know. I mean, I kind of wish they had just if they just released the retro pack, right? Where it's like, if you wanted to tack on the retro games, just like, you know, you have your PlayStation Plus, but we're going to tack the retro collection on there, because it's kind of what they're doing, except for they have the PS4 games and the PS5 games that are downloadable.
They should have put the retro on the middle tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, really what they should have done, I think, personally, is they should have just had 2 tiers. You can get regular game, or PlayStation Plus, or you can get the premium version that just includes everything, right? Instead of 3 tiering it up. But I understand why they did it, because not everybody wants the retro games. So they decided, like, oh, hey, for those people that want that, we're going to make it more expensive. But yeah, like Patrick said, it just depends on what the catalog has, right? If the catalog is good, and I don't think they'll have all 700 games out there either. I think they'll have just like maybe 100 or something like that, and they'll rotate them out. It depends on what's on that collection and how often they rotate, and what they're rotating in and out, right? If they come out with crap and they rotate crap, then you know, I might just be like, I don't think so. But if they rotating good stuff, I mean, there's always going to be crap, right? Even Game Pass has that. But they have a good enough, Game Pass has a good enough collection of good games along with the crap. So as long as PlayStation does something along those lines where they still have the crap, but the really good games along with it, then I'm good there. But for me, it's all the retro stuff, right? That's the thing I like about it. But I agree, the day one stuff would be the nail in the coffin, because most gamers are not like me that like a lot of the retro stuff. They're a lot like Patrick, who like the now and here and now type stuff. And I think for a lot of people, you know, I would think personally for a lot of people that they were looking for that day one pass thing that would have got them in there. That, you know, that would have put the nail in the coffin for them. And without that now they're like, nah, this ain't worth it. You know, I don't care about the other crap.
Yeah. Now, Pat, you got your PS4 for Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody knows the story. So is there any PS4 game that you didn't try because you got it so late in life? Is there any PS4 games that you didn't try that make you consider going to that second tier?
Nope. I already played all the recommended titles from you guys. I bought or borrowed recommended titles, and I'm like, the stuff that I looked at previously, I'm like, yeah, it's not up my alley, you know. So I usually, and to be honest with you, I play mostly on my PS5. I play the Sony the exclusives is what I play, and that's what I was looking for on the PlayStation 4 is the exclusives, which means I'm playing mostly Sony first party games. So, you know, that's kind of what I was hoping for in that aspect, is so I don't, you know. Because not everything that comes to Sony as exclusive is a gem, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. Like Returnal was not up my alley at all. Now that it's co-op, maybe I'll play it again with Nick, but not everything that comes out is up my alley. So, you know, I mean, I still got games that I borrowed from you guys I have to play. I mean, I borrowed Shane's Ratchet that I still have to play. I borrowed Nick's freaking, you know, his the Switch game that I bought. Yeah, Metroid. And I'm like, that's how far behind on my catalog of gaming I have. I don't have time to go back and play the PS1 and PS2 and PS3 games or PS4 games, you know. I mean, I only played Last of Us at the recommendation of you guys, and I'm like, this is a freaking awesome game. And it was an exclusive, though, right? That's how I learned. That's how I pretty much learned that Sony exclusives are the shit in the gaming world. I mean, they're just great. So, you know, I bought it for Horizon, which was only on PlayStation. And then you guys were like, yeah, check out The Last of Us. And I'm like, it's a damn good game. So that's what I did. I went PlayStation exclusive hunting, and I played everything in the PlayStation 4 world and up that's Sony exclusive that was deemed a good game that wasn't like shovelware garbage, you know? So there's nothing that entices me in either of those packages right now. And the only reason that I'm enticed even a little bit to have PlayStation Plus is because I needed to play online with my friends. That's it. I mean, very rarely do we play anything. I mean, the last thing we played was the golf game together, which is getting shut down here soon. So, you know, and that was a free game. On the PlayStation Plus, I think, wasn't it? And so we all got that. And then, you know, now they're shutting it down. So that's the last thing we played together.
Yeah, I just don't see anything that makes me want any of those tiers. You know, if they came out the first month, which I imagine their first couple months is they'll drop like the big hits.
Yeah, oh yeah.
PS1,
to get people to subscribe.
Final Fantasy VII, Siphon Filters, you know, those great ones, and you know the same thing for each generation for those first few months. But honestly, they'll probably turd it up after that. You know, and you know they'll split a few good ones here and there. So
right, yeah, I can't imagine them dropping their entire catalog because then everybody would just subscribe for a quarter, you know, the 3 months, and then play everything they want, and then unsubscribe, and then probably do that once or twice a year, and they're losing out on money. So whatever. Do any of you guys got anything you want to throw in before we drink this disappointment away?
No, just give me a list of the third parties that are going to be involved in this. You know,
right.
From the classics to even something new. I kind of want to know that as well.
Right. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Well, let us know what you guys think. Are you going to subscribe to this? You know, are you, you know, like all of us, we're already in the base plan. Do you plan to get premium? That's what I want to know. Do you plan to get premium? You know, or even the middle tier. Do you plan to get any one of the tiers? And kind of let us know what your thoughts are and why. Are you more of a gamer like Nick that likes to go through the back catalog of retro stuff? Are you more like Shane who plays a mix of new and old? Or are you more like I am, where I'm like just focused on what's current and what's now because that's all I have time for? So kind of let us know what your thoughts are. And, you know, there's no right or wrong way to play, right? As long as you're playing, that's what matters. As long as you're playing game, that's what matters. So let us know what you think. And as always, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications because we post many, many videos a week. So make sure you do all that and tell your friends. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.